What's up, everybody? Welcome back to FIFA 23. Today we are doing a very exciting experiment because I've got two teams, one with ridiculous high rating and no pace, and one where it is all about that pace. And today I'm going to play a game with each of them, give you guys my thoughts about it, talk a little bit about how pace has changed in FIFA 23, and we'll find out whether pace is the be-all and end-all once again on this FIFA. Now, just a quick reminder, this is the beta, so the ratings you're about to see are not final, and the gameplay itself isn't final, but it's going to be very close, and we're going to give it a test, and we're going to find out how important pace is going to be. So, in order to do that, in order to get a baseline, we unfortunately cannot use Inform Mbappe for our high-rated squad because he is ridiculously high-paced, and we can't use him in our pace squad because he's also ridiculously high-rated. I've set the barrier that for the pace squad, they can't be above, so they have to be under 83 rated. I think that's the fairest way to do it, but they'll all just be rapid. And then, of course, for the high-rated one, they all need to be high-rated and slow, like our two strikers, Harry Kane and Lewandowski. So 78 pace, but 92 rated, and 70 pace, but 90 rated. This is they both got as well. They don't both got. Ooh, Lewandowski had 5-star weak foot on one of his cards on FIFA 22. Kane's got 5-star weak foot, and they're going to give us a very good indication of, as to basically two best strikers, Benzema of course as well, in the world. And I guess Haaland, because he's scoring 5 million goals this season already. How important is it that your strikers have pace, or can they just have ridiculously good shooting and you'll be sound? We're going to find out. Pace on this game has changed a little bit. They've introduced a thing called Accelerate, which is a very PR buzzword, but essentially what it means is that pace isn't the same for every player anymore. There's 3 archetypes, I guess, of a player. There's a controlled player, which is just a default, normal, how it's always been on FIFA kind of player. There's an explosive, which is new, and that is players like Vinicius Jr., where they are small, they are agile, they're incredibly quick at accelerating, but they've maybe not got the highest of top speeds as the lengthy, as they are called, players, like, say, Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk can probably actually hit a higher top speed run. The man's massive. Like, he's like 6'5", isn't he? When he gets going, he's well faster than Vinicius Jr., but in that initial explosive yard or two, Vinicius Jr. is going to be faster than Van Dijk, and they're now different on FIFA. When you get into the game in the team management, you can actually see what the players, what type, body type, or what acceleration type and stuff like that the players have got. Here, unfortunately, we cannot. We can kind of work it out. I think Lewandowski will be lengthy, but it's they've got to have more than 65 strength. Their strength minus their agility has got to be less than 15. There's all sorts of weird stuff like that you've got to work it out with. When you get in the game, it does just tell you. I played against a guy yesterday who had Jadon Sancho, who's actually only got 81 pace, but he's the explosive type of pace. Off the line, he was rapid. Now, he's got 85 acceleration, which is quite quick anyway, but because of his high agility and his low strength, and he's not over 6 foot, he comes into the explosive type, and he's actually like, it was kind of crazy to see, to be honest. If you're used to Sancho being slow, he's got 81 pace, but no, first few yards, he was gone, and then yes, your defender could run and catch him back up again, but if you've got a bit of space and got a shot off, it's interesting this year. So it's not just going to be as simple as raw pace, I don't think, but that is what we're here to test out. So let me carry on going through. We're going to play this squad in a 4-1-2-1-2, the second variation. Now that I've kind of explained that to you guys, if you're new to the FIFA 23 news and stuff like that, we'll smash through this high-rated team, have a game with it, and then I'll show you guys the pace team that I've built as well, and we will crack on and find out if it feels any different, to be honest with you. So let's go through and build it. Thomas Muller is going to be our cam. He has got 67 pace, but he's 87 rated. These are the FIFA 22 ratings. We are going to have Kevin De Bruyne at left centre mid, perhaps pushing the boat out a little bit when you compare. I guess we could go for Parejo, but I wanted someone who's really, really, really high rated, but he's not rapid. He's not Valverde, you know, he's got 10 pace less than Valverde. He's not an informed Goretzka or something like that. He's very good. He's got a little bit of pace, but he's still at least only 76. Casemiro is going to be our CDM, simply because, yes, we could go slower with Busquets, but I feel like Busquets just isn't as good as Casemiro anymore in FIFA at all, irrelevant of his pace, so we're going to go for Casemiro. Right centre mid, we are going to go for Toni Kroos, who's got 53. Again, ridiculously good player, gives a bit of chemistry to Casemiro as well. And I'm saying we could go slower with Casemiro. He's got 65 pace, like, he's got 61 agility and 66 balance. He's going to be a very good indicator for us. Fullbacks is a little bit harder to find people who are ridiculously slow, so high rated and slow-ish is Alexandro. He's 81. At right back, we can go 89 rated because Kimmich can be a right back on this game, and he is 70 pace. Centre-backs are, again, not super slow. Felipe's got 61, but there's also not that much variance between that really good defender's pace. Yes, you can come down here and I can put in Daley Blind or Orban or Michael Keane or Mina or someone like that, but they're also not very high rated, and that's not giving us a very good indicator of can you beat a high rated team that isn't ridiculously fast with just pure pace. So we're going to go for Felipe and Jimenez, who have both got under 70, 61 and 69. They're not Joe Gomez. They're not Militao. They're not Lacroix or someone like that can be thrown in at centre-back. They're good defenders, and they're not Mertesacker slow, but they're not about the pace, if that makes sense. So it's going to give us a good benchmark is what we're going for with this team before we go to the pace one, and then we'll just slap Hugo Lloris in goal just to get a bit of extra chemistry for our Premier League players. So that is our team. If I go through and put some super subs on, we can be looking at people like Lukaku, I guess, is not all about the pace, is he? Parejo, who's got 60 pace. Gnabry's only got 83 for a winger, so we'll chuck him in. Gundogan's got 65. Fabinho's got 67. Honourable mention to Busquets, I guess. And we'll go for Firmino as well. Chuck him on the bench. He can come on a cam or striker, and he's only got 77 pace for a striker. So that is our benchmark team. Let's jump into a game and see how these guys feel, being very high rated, but not particularly quick. Okay, this man has got some very sweaty players, which is good. This is a good indication. He's got faster centre-backs. He's got quick wingers. We have got a very high-rated team with one player above 80 pace, Alexandro, I think. Oh my god, I've missed a sitter straight away. I thought this keeper was going to come dive at my feet. I feel like going forward is actually not going to be too bad with the slower players. The passing this year feels quite nice. The dribbling's a little bit different and feels a bit more controlled, and like you can do more stuff with the ball. So with a bit of intricate play, I feel like we can still get through on goal. Defending is what's worrying me. Like if he breaks the defensive line, he says, as he scores, I feel like we can create chances with the slower players. But if this guy catches me on a counter or breaks the defensive line or springs an offside trap or something like that, recovering is not going to be good. Or even just through balls at a winger down the line, and I've got Kimmich with his 70 pace chasing after him. Oh, that is terrible defending. And he's gone for a stupid chip. Okay. We've got away with it. So far, my impression is that it's not that they're slow that's making them bad. It's that they're clunky, which I feel like shouldn't be the same thing. Like, Lewandowski can still control the ball and turn and make a pass. He's just not rapid at running in a straight line. He's not super agile whilst moving, so it's going to be an interesting one. I'm very intrigued because I've used players on this game already, like Neymar and Mbappe, who are obviously going to be the creme de la creme. Like, is it better to have pace or is it better to have rating? We're about to find out, but it's probably, the answer is actually going to be that it's better to have both, obviously. So players like Mbappe are going to be the go-to, but Mbappe is one of the best players in the world, so I guess that's not too much of an issue. It's when 83 rated players that are fast are better than Harry Kane, for example, or Lewandowski. It's a really nice goal. That's when it kind of bugs me. Using, I don't know, Saint Maximan, who might be like 82 and is rapid, he shouldn't be better than a 92 rated player that isn't fast. That's where it starts to annoy me. But the obvious answer, and the glaringly obvious one, is yes, it's better to have both. It's better to be 94 rated like this Mbappe is and be fast. They also seem to know to head the ball back this year, which is very good. Just before, Felipe deliberately did a stutter step to header it instead, so the keeper could pick it up. Oh, he's sprung the gap. And it's a good finish from Fekir. That's where we struggle. When there's a little bit of space, it takes my players too long to recover. Fekir is not the fastest himself, to be honest with you, but... Okay. And that's two. Instantly. Both of them on the 45th minute. Poor defending from me. And the boys are just too slow to track them, man. Fekir's running riot. A very, very balanced first half then. Me playing a lot of possession because, you know, slow players. Keep the ball, pass it around, tiki-taka. Him catching me on the counter. Equal expected goals and an equal scoreline as well. Oh, you're joking me, Lloris. This guy's playing the press, which is smart. It's really working against me. That is a crazy goal to concede, to be honest with you. But it's all on the press and my players just being too slow to get rid of the ball. So much space. Outside of the boot. Oh, you're winding me up. That is horrendous goalkeeping. Alright, Harry Kane is fully like driving a bus. Can't lie. Maybe we're out to learn a lesson that every team needs balance. It's not just one or the other. It's like everything in life. You need a bit of pace. And you need some good players as well. But you do need to be able to track Fekir's run Jimenez. Come on, mate. Alright. We're going for some subs. Harry Kane is off because he feels like a truck. If only he could have subbed on Fekir because he's bodying us, to be honest with you. Okay, instant impact from Gnabry. No, we've got to finish that. You can actually make 5 subs now as well, which is very cool. So we'll bring Lukaku on as well, as this guy's paused it. Oh, that's a ball. That's a super shot. He's took so long to hit it. Go on, Casemiro. No! Why did they not just shoot normally? I really wanted to score a super shot. So you could see the difference there. The speed that Kane and Lewandowski were hitting them compared to how slow the wind-up was from Firmino, just because he doesn't have like 90 million shooting. So there is benefits from being high rated. Okay, the pace didn't work too well for him then. Interesting. Well, there we are. We've succumbed to a 4-2 defeat at the hands of Fekir. Not the start well, it was the start we were hoping for. We started off by winning 2-0, being 2-0 up with 2 very good finishers. But that guy then turned it on. He was actually really good at FIFA as well. So I'm interested to see how much different my pure sweat squad, my pure pace team feels in-game, and whether we can do more damage with it. So let's get in, and I'll show you guys what I've built. Okay, the pace squad. So I wanted to keep the formations as similar as possible, but finding centre mids with ridiculous pace is hard. Similarly, finding wingers without pace is hard. So we've gone for both variations of the 4-1-2-1-2, which allows us to put in Vinicius Jr. He's 80 rated on the beta with 95 pace. So that is going to give us a very good indicator comparing him to Toni Kroos. And I'm sure you guys have already got your predispositions as to which one is going to be better. We're going to go for Leon Bailey on the other side. We're trying to, we've kept everyone in this squad not aboard except except 2 players. One of them is the goalie because I wanted it to be fair. So we're just going to make Hugo Lloris the goalie again. But one of them is also an 84 rated inform. However, he's a centre mid with 91 pace, which is kind of mental. And I thought you can't not 91 pace for a centre mid is just ridiculous. So he's got to go. We have got a non-rare Claude Maurice with 87 pace at camp. Right striker, we are going to go for Inaki Williams, who is 81 rated with 94 pace. 81 rated with 91 pace is this inform Healy. And in defence, we've gone for the FIFA sweat favourites of Militao and Gomez. Ryan Fredericks, who's only 76 rated but got 91 pace. And Davies, Alphonso Davies, 96 pace. This man has got the fastest man in the team and one of the fastest footballers in the world. So he's in the squad. Right, we're going to throw some super subs on the bench of more sweaty, fast people. Let's jump into a game and see if we can do better with these pace demons. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is a team that this man has got. Well, the sweaty pace players are going to have to step up. He's got Mbappe and Haaland up front. So we are not in for a comfortable ride, I don't think. Are we offside? We're offside. Oh, we're going to have to put in a shift here to beat this guy with this team. But I guess if we do manage it, and if he's as good as the other guy was at FIFA, it will certainly show that sweaty pace squads are going to be very OP. We are instantly being able to create more chances just from through balls. It's a red card. That's a pen. Has he injured him? No, he's just fuming. He's only sent... Oh my God, how's he not sent him off for that? Double jeopardy? Surely that counts as dangerous play. Now, this is something where not having high-rated players will punish you. Look how fast that circle is moving to try and time a green shot or a green pen. And I've took far too long. Oh, no. This man only knows how to slide tackle, doesn't he? What's he doing? All right, this guy's mental. We're gonna take this for... Yeah, okay, I think he's gonna rage quit himself. I was gonna back out because this is not a good experiment. You've seen some stuff with the penalties, but we've got an actual good opponents to play against with our sweat squad. All right then. Hopefully this guy's a bit more sensible. And we can play an actual good game and actually test out our players. Oh my God, these super shots are crazy, actually. It's a very tidy finish. That is a very tidy finish. Even with sweaty defenders, we cannot stop the balls down the middle, I guess. I need to work on my defending. Oh, that's a big save from the nipple. We are creating chances, we're just not scoring them. Whereas with the other team, when we created a chance, it'd probably go in. Oh, look at that tracking back from Ryan Fredericks. What a man. That's where the pace is important. We have just been absolutely skinned by Phil Foden. Everyone's good at this game today, apart from that random dude who was getting all his players sent off. Whoa, I don't know. Whoa, what is he just done with Adama Traore to do that? That is a big save. He sort of flicked the ball in one direction as he was running. Okay, well, so far, the question, pace or rating, the answer is neither if I'm controlling them. However, we probably should be winning this game, frustratingly, the chances we've had. Oh, this is just taking the piss now. You're winding me up. Mate, Lewandowski scores that 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000. I mean, I'm fuming that Inaki Williams isn't Lewandowski. I realise how stupid that is. But it actually does seem to make a bit of a difference this year. This is crazy how I can't score. I give up. I actually give up. This is ridiculous. How have I not scored? Please, for the love of... Oh, my God. Well... Don't get me wrong, that guy could have had a few chances to score some more goals as well, but bloody hell, I don't know how I've not scored 4 or 5 goals in that game. I guess because my strikers aren't actually high rated and haven't actually got that good of shooting. Obviously, Benzema, Kane, Lewandowski would have buried them chances. Would they have got into them positions as well? I'm not so sure. Both of the players that we played are really good at FIFA. It's a tough one. I guess, annoyingly, the answer is it's obviously both in terms of if you can have inform Mbappe with max pace and ridiculously high rated, yes, that's going to be the best thing you can do. But it's both in terms of you probably need to balance in your team. Yes, it's great to have a Cam who might be a bit slower and is good at passing, and maybe a striker who's not as quick but got ridiculously good finishing. However, you are going to need some quick wingers to make some space and create the chances for the striker. You can't literally have everyone have 60, 70 pace in your team. So there's a balance there. Even though I'm frustrated now that this Healy guy and Inaki Williams couldn't score, I think that's actually positive. You can't just pick fast players and score goals, at least until we discover a really OP shooting method, if there is one, when the game comes out. In terms of just being quick, you actually need to be able to shoot. And I like that. That is good. It makes a change and will hopefully make some of the slower, better rated players more viable. So that is where we're going to leave this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments after seeing this video. I'll see you soon for another one.